What's going on, guys? Today we got ourselves a 10 ways to make coins in Madden Ultimate Team 16 video. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking me for this, trying to see how I make coins. Now, I'm going to be straight up with you. A lot of it is the bundles I do buy, but there is a way to get to where I'm at now by putting in the effort and following some of these steps. So we're going to jump right into the 10 ways to make coins in MUT 16. Number one is putting cards straight into sets. Now, what I do normally when I open a pack is I'll go through every card, and if it goes into a set and I'm not going to use it, it goes right into the set. A lot of people tend to look through sets and see which one they want to do, and just impulse buy everything. We're going to go, just for this one, for example, all we need is the road sign. We don't have it there, but a lot of people go into sets, see nothing in that set that they want to do, and buy everything right off the bat. And that is a huge waste of money. Now, when new sets come out, like the MVP sets, and I'm not in any rush to do any of these MVP sets, I understand if you're in a rush and you want it done now, then this doesn't really apply. But if you're not in any rush to do anything, and you want to just do it as it comes, by spending the least amount of money, just put cards into the set as they come. These gold players, I didn't buy a single one. The elite player I didn't buy. And most of the cards down here I didn't buy either. They just came along in packs that I've eventually pulled, and it saves a ton of money for you guys. I mean, if you wanted to do this set now, it'd probably cost you anywhere between, let's say, 15k for these, another 20, 30k, maybe 45, the Geo, 2 elite badges. It probably costs you upwards of 115, 130k. And the way I've done it so far, I've spent nothing on this set, and I don't have to spend anything for these tokens. Any of the badges I already have, coming from pulls and other sets of that nature. And if we needed to, we can go ahead and buy the Cincinnati badge when it comes back up at around 30 to 40k, and we're saving ourselves a good 70, 80k that you can do and spend on other things of that nature. And I mean, what more can you say? You're saving yourself 70k. And if you're not doing the set, it's still a good idea to put cards in sets. Now, I say this because at a time like this, if I wanted to, and I could, I can just go grab a Cincinnati Bengals thing and pop this in, and I get the Dalton, and then sell the Dalton for a profit. And that way you're making money also. So you're making money multiple ways. You're saving yourself money on doing the set, and you're also making money if you're selling the card afterward, or selling the card that was previous in your team. So if you have a 92 and you want to upgrade to this Dalton, you're selling the 92, and you're making yourself a decent amount of money. So it's always a good idea to pop them into sets. If they don't go into sets, then you can do what you wish with them. If they do go into sets, though, I highly recommend it. It saves you a ton of money, and if you're in no rush to do it, and if you're not like a YouTuber who wants it done right now, then you're saving yourself a ton of money, guys. It is crazy the difference between what I could spend for this Bengals set and what I would make just doing it. I'm gonna end up making 60, 70k and saving that 80k earlier doing the set. So, I mean, 150k, that's pretty nice. Pretty nice to have in the pocket. Number two is don't overspend on cards if you're trying to create sets, or you're trying to upgrade your team. If you're in no rush, and that's part of it, if you're in no rush, then not overspending is a huge part of saving money. Now, this is a set I want to do right here, this Marcel Reese MVP set. That's a set I want to do, I want to finish up. The thing holding me back is this Rodney Hudson. Now, for a while, it's 83k now. For a while, this Rodney Hudson was up there at around 120 to 125k. For the longest time, it's been up there. Now, just waiting, because I'm in no rush, just waiting is going to save me 40k if I decide to do it right this moment. And we're saving ourselves 40k. When you're not overspending because you're not trying to reach a deadline, you're saving yourself a ton of money. I know a lot of people want to do it quickly, as I said, but a lot of cards do drop, and especially when they come out with new promos, like Team of the Year is coming, a humongous majority of cards are going to drop a lot. I mean, there were cards last year dropping by 50%. That Marshall Falk last year, It dropped from what, 250k down to about 105 or 106k in 2 days. In 2 days. I mean, these, you gotta, if you're knowing the market, it's gonna, I mean, around promos, it falls tremendously. And if you're one for that, you're taking advantage of the market. So you don't ever want to overspend if you don't need to. If you're not in any rush, you don't want to go ahead and overspend and, you know, kill a ton of your coins by, you know, waiting for it now or going for it right away. Waiting for it for even sometimes 2 or 3 days after 2 or 3 days can help a bunch. Right after a bundle is a good point to go in. That day, that first 6-7 hours is a good point to go in and take a shot. Looking to not overspend there, as well as right after promos drop. Most people are tearing through packs and putting out most of the cards to make themselves a little bit of profit afterwards. That's a good time to go. If you're not looking to finish real quick, then not overspending and waiting for your opportunities is a huge part of saving coins. Tip number 3 is buy low, sell high. Now, what I mainly mean by this is, I mean, we're going to do a couple examples here, but most cards, or a lot of cards, especially these Schefter Stars here, we're going to go into Schefter Stars mainly. A lot of them will come out and they'll be high and then they'll shrink their way down. And then once they leave sets, or once they leave packs, the price rises again. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at this Greg Robinson because it is the current one. We're also going to take a look at one that's, there we go. We're going to take a look at this Greg Robinson. And this is the one I'm mainly talking about, Schefter Stars here. You can do it with other things, including recently the Christmas, the Ultimate Freeze, the badges on there. There was a way of doing it with the badges. But for now, we can go ahead with Greg Robinson. Now, Greg Robinson's up here for about 6,500 coins. And I'm not going to buy any right now, but at 6,500 is pretty cheap. And now the cheapest it's going to get will probably be tomorrow, the day before it comes out of packs. I believe it comes out of packs. Actually, it may come out of packs on Wednesday, so tonight might be the best time to go ahead and check it out. You grab yourselves a couple Schefter Stars per se. This one may not be the best example, but it will be an example. Now, Schefter Stars are here for about 4 weeks. Alright, we can go back 4 Schefter Stars here. Beasley is the last one as of right now. Beasley, around this time, was around 5,000 coins. He was actually pretty cheap. Pretty worth it at the time. You can go ahead and grab a couple. Now, unfortunately, because of the pack layout, he's not ultra expensive right now. But even if he was, you can go ahead and grab him or sell him here right now for 8,500. That's a pretty big profit right there. $3,000 if you bought 20 of them. You're making 60k. Now, normally, because of the way Madden did their pack releases the last 2-3 weeks, it's better to get something like this early on in the year. But some of these higher priced cards like Bradley Roby, who turns out to be quite a good card, here he is right now at 19,000. If you would have gotten him before the set, or before he came out of packs, it was around 8,000 or 9,000. So at right now, since, I mean, the way he is right now, he's still got another week to rise, which he tends to rise to about its peak around today or the day before, like yesterday. His peak tends to hit right about this time, and here he is. So 8,500, that's a pretty nice profit. Right now, that Roby should rise to about 25k, right around that area. If you bought him at 8 or 9k at the time, we're talking 14,000 coins in profit outside of the little tax that Madden takes away. So about 13,000, 12,000 coins per Roby. Now, I know a lot of people who stacked that Roby, man. It took like 20, 30 of them. A lot of people spend a million coins on going and getting some of those and then slowly sell them off as he goes up in price, and you're making a huge profit. We're talking 12k a Roby. It only takes 5 of them and you're making 100k profit. If you bought 20 of them, we're talking 400k. So it's, I mean, it's a pretty large discrepancy right there. It's a pretty large profit you're making just by predicting the market a little bit, just by looking further ahead. Now, some of these things don't end up doing that. There are only certain sets you can actually do with that kind of option. But it's all about predicting the market. It's all about getting it at the right time. Right after a bundle, most cards drop real quick. You want to go ahead and grab them, and then they go back up in price. Right after a promo, you want to grab things low at the promo height, right at the beginning. You want to grab things low, and then as the promo starts to fade away, you want to go ahead and sell those things high. So it's a pretty nice way of making coins, and it's one of the better ways. It gives you a ton of coins. You have to sit on cards sometimes for 2-3 weeks, but the profit at the end is very, very much worth it. Tip number 4 is opening packs at the right time. Now, the way the solos work out in this game and the way bundles are working out, bundles come out about every 2 to 3 days. So if you're buying bundles, then you're grabbing packs all the time. If you're doing solos, you're grabbing packs all the time. Every 4 or 8 solos, depending on which solo styles you're doing. Say for the gauntlet, every 8 you get yourself a new pack. So we can go ahead right toward the end here. We're going to get ourselves a game changer. We're also going to get their gauntlet item, comes with a little pack and things of that nature. And it happens through all of the gauntlet ones. Every 8 you get yourself a pack, and on the journey ones every 4 you get yourself a pack, or sometimes they're badge packs, but the idea is that you get yourself a decent amount of packs. So a lot of people, a good way to do this is waiting for new promos or new things to come out and then opening your packs. If you don't need something right away, see, I've got an all-pro pack that they gave me, the promo. You get one every week. Saving it for Team of the Year. That should come out on Friday. It should come out on Friday. You save it for Team of the Year, and now you got an extra chance at a Team of the Year kind of thing. So if you're holding off for something specific, like a Schefter Star comes out on Wednesdays and you want a Schefter Star, you're hitting it on Wednesdays, you're opening your packs on Wednesdays. If you're waiting for promos, that's normally a good idea. You hold off until your promos come, unless, I mean, especially at this stage in the game right now, these packs most likely aren't going to hit you anything specific. There's nothing really out right now other than the Schefter Star from earlier, and there'll be a new one coming on Thursday anyway, and Football Outsiders and things of that nature from last week. Team of the Week, maybe, if you want the Team of the Week, Von Miller, which I suggest you don't get anyway. Go get his Football Outsider card. It's the same thing pretty much. But holding off packs till promos and until looking for cards you want specifically is a good way to open packs. Unless you're doing bundles and you're doing it for YouTube or something like that, and you're opening them that day to get views and stuff like that, then you want to hold off on things of that nature until the promo. A lot of people now, we got our 24-hour bundles that they've been pounding out for the last 5-6 days. People with the money, which is an absurd amount of money, are stockpiling these packs until Friday. Team of the Year, you're going to open yourselves 100 packs, and you're most likely going to get every Team of the Year player out there at that point in time. So stockpiling packs and waiting for the right time to open them is a huge way to get more higher priced players, as well as promo players that are out at that time or just coming out, so you can go ahead and sell that off at a quick profit. And even if you wanted to buy them back, you'd be saving yourself some money later on in the week. If you get yourself a Schefter Star the day it comes out, you sell it for 20 grand right off the bat. Later on in the week, you can go ahead and buy 2, save yourself probably 3 or 4K, as well as having both players. So it's a good way to make coins. Very good way, this one. Number 5 is solo challenges. This is a very important part of making coins here, especially with the way they've outlined the journey this year. If you haven't done the NFL journey and you're looking for coins, stop watching this video and go do both journeys. It is easy money as well as easy packs. Here you go ahead, we get along and we get a lot of packs along the way. Every 4 we're either getting a badge pack or a player pack or a regular kind of pack, all pro. Toward the end especially, we're getting big packs, game changers, ultimates, that sort of stuff. So I mean, these solos, they give you rewards other than the coin rewards, which you will get especially on those journeys. You're also getting pack rewards, especially on here. We can take a look at the gauntlet, which I've been kind of hitting on and off lately. Here on our 8th one, we're getting the game changer pack. This one before got me a legends pack. All of these gauntlets get you a pack around every 8. Here we go, an all pro pack, Another 8 will get you another all pro pack. So we've got ourselves a decent amount of packs. Here's an all Madden pack, and the last one of this one is another all Madden pack. So we're talking 4 packs there, a ton of coins. These solo challenges are very, very important if you want to make yourself some coins. The weekly ones are also very important. Here we got the Gatorade challenge. This is like a 2-minute long thing most weeks. It gets you contracts, which will save you a little bit of money if you keep hitting that contract low, as well as a little bit of coins. And it's a lot of the time with the promos, they come out with some gauntlets, or like they did with Ultimate Freeze, you got yourself a gauntlet, or a lot of the a lot of the promo solo challenges tend to get you items that go to the promo. So even if you don't want to pop it into the promo set, you can go ahead and sell those items, and normally if you do them right away, they sell for a decent amount of coins. So you're making yourself a profit just by doing the solo challenges before anything else. Number 6 is weekly objectives, which are pretty nice. I mean, a lot of these you tend to come across when you're playing enough solo challenge games or online games or whatever kind of games you play. You tend to come across a lot of these. Sometimes you got to go get some of these, but other than that, I mean, you get yourself a decent amount. Here you can take a look at what this week's are. 100 rushing yards total. You're gonna get that most likely. You get yourself 50 coins at the end. Score 3 or more rushing TDs from all games combined. You're gonna get yourself 100 coins at the end. Here for 150 coins, 250 yards or more rushing, and finally 200 coins, 6 or more rushing TDs from all games. It's not like you have to pound all these ones specifically out into one game. And once you are done, you get yourself 100 contracts, which are nice. I mean, this one here you can pound out in 1 or 2 games, definitely. Now, for the end, once you complete it, you get 100 contracts as well as a pro pack. So, I mean, these are free packs at this point. You get 1 a week. For the objectives, you get 1 a week. You're getting yourself packs, you're getting yourself coins, you're getting yourself contracts. So for those who run out of contracts quickly and have to buy quickly, you're saving yourself a little bit of money here, holding on to some contracts. Sometimes you get something nice out of a pro pack. I mean, pro packs are all random, so sometimes you get something nice. I've seen people pull Emmitt Smiths and Jerry Rice's from pro packs, so you can get anything out of a pro pack, and sometimes it can be definitely worth it. And it's not like you have to go out of your way to do any of these. These are something you just come across and end up doing sometimes. Like this one here specifically. If you didn't know this existed, this was just something that you were going to come across at some point in your Madden lifetime. They're just rushing for 6 TDs and 350 yards is no big deal, and you get yourself a pro pack out of it. So if you're rocking a solo challenge and you know what these are, all you have to do is pound some of these out and you got yourself a pro pack. So jump right into those, guys. Those are nice. Tip number 7 is having squads. Now here you can go ahead and check out your lineup, and you get yourself a nice little lineup. Here you are with your regular stuff right there. But what you can do is, here we go, change active lineup, and you can go to other lineups that you can go ahead and make. Sometimes you can make them, sometimes you cannot make them. It depends on what you are. But if you have multiple lineups here, one especially for solos, which just grinds and grinds contracts. If you go ahead and jump on here, you can go ahead and take a look. I got a team here for solos. It's got some holes in it, obviously, but these are players that don't actually go in my regular team. They're just for solos. They don't go in my regular overall lineup there at the end, my best lineup. They don't go into those. It's just mostly for solo challenges, which saves you contracts. And let me tell you something about contracts in this game. They get burned through if you're doing tons of solos or playing tons of games. You get burned through on those things, and it's a lot of coin to go ahead and make some contracts. I mean, it's 1,000 coins or 2,000 coins for like 100 contracts. So you really don't want to get down to that point where you're buying contracts. This is a good way to save yourself some cash as well as saving yourself some contracts. So get yourself some squads is very important. Number 8 is the way you use and or hoard badges. Now, what I mean by that is a lot of people like to pound out quick sells. Now, quick sells aren't a thing I tend to advocate. I don't really enjoy doing quick sells, I guess would be the phrase. I've done enough quick sells to know that you don't ever really get too much out of it. Every once in a while you pull something nice, but most of the time you can sell those badges and make yourself a cool 30 or 40k. and I'll take that every single time. One thing I specifically like to do is upgrade all my badges to elites. Right now I've got enough for prime time here, and that's what I'm trying to do. We've put 55 in so far, but we've also got a decent amount otherwise as well, and upgrading to something like an elite right now may lose a little bit. If you say there's 16k right now, you can probably sell those 5 golds for around 17, 18k at the time right now. But with the new sets coming, this is one of those things where you gotta look ahead. With the new sets coming, the ultimate sets, some of the other sets including, as well as the, where am I going here? As well as the Combine Warriors, which will use golds. Holding on to golds and holding on to elites are pretty massive right now. So if you're gonna do it, now is the time. But we can go ahead and take a look. What I've been doing is pounding out some of these elite badges. I got a ton of elite badges right here. We got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows, 4 Ps. Talking 36 elite badges, as well as the 55 we put into Dion and some other things of that nature that we've been pounding out. So these badges, what I tend to do with them is sell the silvers, or upgrade the silvers to golds, as well as the bronze badges. Bronze badges most likely won't go into anything anymore other than the quick sells, so what I tend to do is upgrade them to silvers and upgrade the silvers to golds. And depending on what I'm going to do in the near future, we're going to hold on to those golds and or upgrade them to elites. Within the next month, most likely Combine Warriors will be coming out, so those golds are going to jump up there in price. We're talking around 8k for some of these gold badges. So right now, hoarding badges, it may not save you money now or may not get you money now, but in the long run it's definitely going to save you. Those elite badges are going to jump back up to 25-30k, and those gold badges are going to jump back up from around 5 to around, or 4 or 5k right now, to around 7 or 8k. So most of the time, hoarding badges is the best thing to do to make yourself a little bit of cash. It's one of those things where you got to hold on to cards for a little bit, but in the long run it gets you a decent amount of money. Number 9 is the gold players set. Now this is a very important set right now in this particular Madden. You go to the warehouse and it's down further down here, and here is the gold player set. You add 10 gold players and you get yourself a 10 badge pack with an increased chance at gold badges, which means most of the time you're not hitting any bronzes. I mean, very rarely do you hit some bronzes. They're mostly silvers and golds, which means 10 players, 10 gold players, which will be 10, the 10 badge pack, which is, I mean, a lot of the times you're hitting 7-3, 6-4, 8-2 kind of ratios with silvers to golds. And I mean, that's pretty nice. Now if we go on the auction block here and take a look at, say, what a random gold player is selling for, most of the time you're making a decent profit. We're going to go ahead and go to all players, and we're going to go ahead and go over to gold right here and take a look at what we get. There we go. Here we are. And 1300 is 1400. You can probably get them for less if you're going ahead and bid. Most likely you'll get them for less. But if you were to buy 10 and get them around 1200, maybe you're spending 12k, say. Which I don't recommend. I don't recommend going out and buying gold players and then, you know, popping into the set. If you see one at 500, you grab it, pop it. You're gonna make a profit anyway. It's gonna most likely be a silver and or a gold, and you'll be selling that for a profit anyway. But say you need 2 more and you're not buying any more packs, you're not buying any bundles. This is pretty much no bundles. You're not gonna buy any packs soon. You go ahead and pop 2 in there, and say you get 3 golds. That's 15k right there. You get 3 golds, which, I mean, a decent amount of the time you're getting 3 golds or 4 golds anyway. So a lot of, elites come up a decent amount as well. So most of the time you're making a profit on these. If you're not buying and you're just putting into the sets like I do, after every bundle I go through, put all the golds I don't want to keep anymore, I pop them right into the set, and at the end I have 20 or so of these 10 badge packs, and most of the time we're ending up with 40, are 40, 50 gold badges, which we can turn into elites or sell. 40, 50 gold badges right now is around 200k. You popping them in, make them elites, that's 10 of them. It's 160k, but elite badges are going to rise anyway, so I can hold on to those or put them into my Dion. It helps you create sets, it helps you create cash if you're trying to do that as well. So this set right here, very, very important in making money in this game. The 10th and final tip for making coins in Madden Ultimate Team 16 is clearing your binder regularly. If you're up toward 1,000 cards, you're most likely holding on to cards you do not need to hold. At 565 right now, I'm probably still a little bit above where I'd like to be. The biggest issue right now is me holding on to bronze badges. I tend not to get rid of too many of my badges, and if I wanted to, I can turn these into silvers, but I'm kind of holding off on that for a little bit until, I'm going to hold off turning them into silvers and things of that nature until Combine Warriors come out, when gold badges are going to rise significantly, and I'm kind of hoping that the bronze badges and silver badges rise along with them. But going through your binder right now, it's something that you really do need to clear and get rid of all the time. Gold players that you do not use and you're not holding on to for any specific reason, right now is the time to get rid of them. I tend to clear my binder after every bundle I do, which is, at least once a week. So getting rid of all the players I don't want to hold on to is important in keeping your binder down. It's also important in getting all that clutter out of the way and adding to the sets or getting the money right now. A lot of people hold on to it a little bit, and you could lose value in certain cards that you're holding on to if you're holding on to them for too long, like I am right now with superlatives. I have 4 of them right now. If I wasn't giving them away, I would, I'd be getting rid. I would have gotten rid of them when the superlatives first came out. These aren't cards I'm going to use at any point, so getting rid of them as soon as possible is the biggest thing to do. Now I'm holding on to cards specifically for when the position heroes come out, because I do want to do the position heroes. But if you're not going to do the position heroes, you're getting rid of elites like this all the time. I'm getting rid of all these base elites, these team of the week kind of things, getting rid of them right now. Unless you're holding on to them for some specific reason, you got to get rid of these things and get the profit you need to get now, and that would be the best time to do it. And as well as some of these things, I do got to clear some of these things as well. So clearing your binder, getting rid of all that clutter, keeping space, and getting the profit you get from just clearing your binder. You'd be surprised if you don't clear your binder very often. You'll be surprised every single time you do it at how much money you'll be making just by clearing it, just by, say, selling all these base elites. If I just sold the base elites I have, let's see if we jump to 85 to 89, we just have all these base elites: Odell, Bethea, this Bridgewater, Road to the Playoffs, this Bird, 2 Collins, Cologne. Some of these guys, since I'm holding on to them for a specific reason, I don't need them. The only thing I'd probably have left here would be Schefter stars. Everything else I'd get rid of, and I mean, for the stuff I have right here, I'd make at least 200-300k with some of these players that we're just holding on to. But I am holding on to something. Specific. If you're not holding on to specifics, you'll be surprised when you go into your binder and see the stuff that you don't need just sitting there, and you're like, wow, why didn't I do this a week ago and get rid of some of these players when their value was up? So clearing your binder on a regular basis, I say 1 to 2 times a week, is very important on making. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. We're going to be doing a ton more videos. Stay tuned, and I hope this helps you guys make a little bit of coin in this Madden, and hopefully for the next Madden, some of these stay the same, stay true to their word, and we'll be able to make coins in the next Madden. We're going to get ourselves really up there in some coins, trying to make ourselves a little bit rich and trying to keep the money out of EA's hands just a little bit. But guys, I hope you enjoyed.